Hi, this is Becky Gromlich with the Watercolor Classroom. Today I'm here to talk to beginners about how to set up and start. So this is for beginners who have maybe painted a little bit and know that they want to buy some good quality paints and get started on the right foot. So I'm here to talk about what's involved with that. The first thing I'm going to talk about is how I set up my palette. I have done the rainbow thing with my colors, and I find it easier to keep track of what color is where, because these really dark ones, you know, they look very similar, and it's easier if they're in some kind of an order. I've left a gap between the orange and the red because I don't want to contaminate my yellow and orange, and the other gaps are just sort of random. The first thing I want to talk about is good quality paper. I do recommend that you invest in good quality paper right from the beginning. It's very frustrating to work on paper that everything lifts off of it or that it's all pilly. And so my recommendation is Arches 140-pound cold press for people that want to paint realistically. For people that want to paint looser, then hot press also works, but the cold press too, either one. As far as brushes go, these are the brushes that I include in my palette. This is a Golden Talkon Quill, and it's an intermediate priced brush. Holds a lot of water, makes it easy to make smooth washes. These are both Simply Simmons student grade brushes, and I include for my students a number 6 and a number 2, which is slightly smaller than this and about the same as this. Now you may say, well, how can you get good paintings with cheap brushes? Well, when I have students and I'm providing their supplies for them, I paint with what they paint with, so that's what I use. And this particular painting was done entirely with Simply Simmons brushes. Definitely student grade. So you can start with student grade, but it is easier if you have really good quality brushes, or at least good quality synthetic brushes. I mostly go for synthetic brushes. A really good synthetic brush is Princeton Round number 8 or 10 Aqua Elite. It has an incredibly good point. Don't know if you can see that, and so you can get lots of details if you want detail. And then, of course, in my mind, the paint is the very most important, because without good, vibrant colors, your mixing goes astray, your paint doesn't come out nice. And so I researched and chose to use M-gram paints. M-gram paints have a very high pigment per square inch rate. And they also have honey in it, so they don't dry or mold easily. And they're just so vibrant. I just love them because of that. This is my Teacher's Choice palette. It's available through Spokane Art Supply. You can click on the link to get it. Unfortunately, only mailable in the United States at this time. I have chosen for this palette Azo Yellow, a great lemon yellow, Gamboge, Pyrrole Red, nice bright, Quinacridone Rose, Quinacridone Magenta. This is actually a core paint, which is similar in how it works to M-gram. Alizarin Crimson, Quinacridone Rust, my favorite green, well, my most used maybe, not my favorite necessarily, is Permanent Green Pale. And it is great for mixing with other greens to make a brighter shade, but not quite, but darker than this. And it also mixes well with manganese or the other blues to make the ocean water kind of color. This is Sap Green, sort of a mainstay, and Hooker's Green for when I just want almost black green. Manganese Blue Hue, Phthalo Blue with red shade, Indigo, Dioxazine Purple, and Payne's Gray. Now, Payne's Gray separates into different colors, and when you put it on thicker, it's pretty black. Now, a couple mixing things. For those of you that like that really pretty flower pink, I mix these two. The only color I know that works for that is opera pink, and it's a fugitive color, which means it fades over time. And then a good color triad, for those of you that just want to buy 3 colors and start that way, would be the Azo Yellow, the Quinacridone Rose, and the Phthalo Blue Red shade. You can get a purple out of these, and you can get this color of red by mixing pink and a little bit of yellow. Now, I've chosen to put purple on the palette because it is a little bit hard to get a really good purple with mixing any of the pinks with any of the blues. They tend to be a little bit grayish or something,